Today we're at Royal Air Force Laarbruch in Germany, and these are weapon storage bunkers. Click the card above for episode 1 of this series, or see the link in the description box for the series playlist. These are within the high security area of Weeze, which now operates as a commercial airport. The German police and fire service now use these buildings for close quarter combat and fire rescue training. Then at the back here we've got an air pressure relief valve on the back of the wall. And the fittings, the light fittings that are encased, there's fluorescent tubing there, but they're done in a system called intrinsically safe. But due to the build of this, they are very echoey.
I think we shut that door. That's access to the lock. That could have been locked with a padlock and a normal mortise lock. And this is the main lock for the door, which is accessible from here. And all it is a catch. That's all it is.
Here we've got earthing points, so they could earth the weapons that were stored in here, so there was no chance of sparking. So if everything's earthed, then there's no static. And the personnel coming in, they'd come in and they'd probably touch an earth point to like decharge themselves, and they used to wear special footwear that leaked to earth all the time, so you could never charge yourself up. So here we've got a poster from 1982, electrically safe regulations, which is what I was just talking about. Technical instructions for working with hazardous areas, and the hazard was the weapons that were stored here. They would have also used these for oil and grease and things like that. Special oils that they would have used back in the day for aircraft. I don't know if that's that looks like an old German army jacket.
German army.
Yeah.
Cool.
The doors themselves, this looks like
Gas seal.
an asbestos gas seal that's all damaged.
This is a gas seal that you can retract so you can open the doors.
Ah right, so there's a gas seal on the...
Yep. And then you can lock it in so you can slide the doors open.
Lock it open. So are these like MBCD safe as well?
Yeah, I don't think they've no filtered air on them though.
No.
You would have to wear respirators and things inside. You haven't got filtered air.
Well, for the weapon, as soon as you open the door, you break the MBCD steel anyway. So it's just a basic stop dust and mess getting in. That is one of those. Keep watching, because we're hopefully going to get in a hardened aircraft shelter soon, which they're nicknamed HAS, hardened aircraft shelters, and they were where they used to store the Tornadoes and the Harrier GR3s when they were based here. Dave's just going atop there. We're going to have a look in this weapon store here. So I've got here, this installation contains Category C of VDE regulation. So this was weapon safe. So this is the main isolator for the doors. Doors look like they could either be electrically opened or mechanically opened with the override chain. see just over there, there's a HAS there, hardened aircraft shelter. And these are the weapon stores to support the aircraft, because it isn't just about having the Tornado aircraft or the Harrier. You need all the spares and stores and personnel to maintain the systems for the aircraft. There's a massive bunker here called the PAC, the Protected Avionics Centre. We're hopefully going to show you that later on, so keep watching. Oh, and if you haven't done already, could you please subscribe to the channel, because it really helps us out when you do that. And then you'll get notified if you hit the bell of new content that comes out. So over here we've got all the metalwork is all cross-bonded to each other. And that is a Compex. That's a Compex sticker, which means it's explosive and gas proof. So it's built to withstand gas and dust. It's within the security bit of the airport, this. Dave, Exploring Dave, knows someone here, and we've got permission to be here. So I've got a HAS over there. We're going to try and go have a look at a HAS in a bit. And did you go top and have a look at the vents? Yeah.
Not that.
No, hardened aircraft shelter.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, not the HOF, the HAS.
Oh, the HOF, the HAS.
The HAS, not the HOF. Yeah. Did you have a look on top at the vent?
Yes, I did. I
you?
went up and had a look at the vents.
Did you film it? Because you're not filming now.
Yes, I did. I've just turned it off now when I come out.
Excellent. Good.
You see, I'm not as daft as you look, honest. You have a vent up on top here. That will be for your ventilation. And then this, you could close it off with this lever. Close off the ventilation to make it airtight. I did try the chain, and, and the doors move really easily.
Really?
Yeah. We'll do it with this one. Look.
Yeah. You can see here, just there's another vent area.
The chain that runs across the top and connects the other door. So when you operate one, they're both close together.
There we are, the door's operating. What does CFE stand for? Can you remember that?
Coffee?
If anyone at home, if you guys know what this is, can you leave a comment? And if you used to work here at RAF Laarbruch, also get in touch, leave us a comment, we'd love to hear from you. So we're going to move on now, and we'll see what else we can get in whilst we're here at Royal Air Force Laarbruch. We're just filming whilst on the move now, and the weapon stores are to our right, and just there, that's the pan where they would have loaded the weapons or the avionics and the reconnaissance pods onto the aircraft there on that pan, and then they would have taxied out here onto the runway. So we're up at some more weapons storerooms. Now EX349, we've got the vents there. That also looks like that is an air thrill, this here, so on there, so it's got the air strap going to it, and then on the end of there you can undo a thing and it's like a phono lead, so you can pull it out and plug it into a trailer and it earths the full trailer of whatever stores or weapons you've got on it.
See if that works. it's free.
Yeah, so this is the weighted vent. And the vent actually opens by doing that.
And it hooks on there.
Yeah. Could you film inside there with your GoPro? Inside the vent? Still just having a look inside the vent there. That's the vent that goes into the side of just inside here. There's one on the side with a grill on it that I was showing you. That's inside those, but some of these are let out as storage units. And here, this is the side of a HAS, a hardened aircraft shelter. These look like drop tank storages that have been left behind by the Royal Air Force. And they've got the runners on, so they can run them, you can put those straight into the back of a Hercules. They run straight onto the racks. And they're big drop slipper tank storages for, which are fuel tanks for aircraft. Just having a look around here. So these are storage rooms. I think it's sealed, stuck solid, isn't it?
Solid, yeah.
Yeah, so these are external stores areas. Yeah, even the doors are there, so all the metalwork is cross-bonded and earthed. I don't know what Rufen and Sprechen means. If you guys know at home, please leave a comment. We're just walking around the back of the HAS now, which is the hardened aircraft shelter. These are exhausts, vent exhausts. I don't know if you can make it out, but they're like inch plate steel sections on the back. Within the HAS, because they were built for QRA, which is quick reaction aircraft, so they had to launch very quickly, they actually built the aircraft hangar in a way that you could start the engines in emergency within the hangar and fly straight out, as in taxi out then onto the runway and take off. And this here looks like a blast wall, but it's actually a big JBT, which is Jet Blast Deflector. That's what this was built as. So this is a big Jet Blast Deflector area. So within the area of the Jet Blast Deflector, so the jet blast would have hit that and deflected off, and the energy's slowed down by constantly moving shapes. These doors would have been opened by the hangar staff. They slide open, and the jet exhaust is literally on the other side of them doors, coming this way. They didn't use this system in normal operation. This was just for QRA, which is a quick reaction aircraft. QRA launch. There is some markings on the wall though, so it looks like at some point they have used it as a drill. So it has been used for, but it wasn't for normal operation. They didn't start the engines within the hangar because it would have just there's a risk of FOD, so if there's anything loose the engine intake can suck it in, so you'd never normally do that. You'd pull it out with a, you'd pull the aircraft out with a tug and then start up on an apron and then taxi and then take off. These were just for a QRA emergency. So this is the Jet Blast Deflector area, and the HAS is on the other side of them doors. You can see the last part of the Jet Blast Deflector here, so it comes along there, hits this wall and comes out, and any sort of hot gases at the floor like scooped up, and that's to prevent forest fires. Needed some storage rooms. There's a house.
That would be the generator room for the house.
Should we see if we can get in that?
We'll have a look at how big. Unless you try, you don't know these things.
Well, this is it. Locked. Okay. Should we walk around the front of the house and get some photos of it? So we've got some more Flybe ATR 72s there. And this is a HAS, hardened aircraft shelter. Yeah. Put the camera on the centre line. You'll have to be ready. Got a British Airways aircraft there. Correction, louder. Just braking there, it's got thrust reverse on. Looks like a little Airbus 319. We'll travel this now. Storage area for the HAS. These are Royal Air Force slipper tank stowages. There's a delivery note on here. Have a look. So, RAF Laarbruch. Drop tank storage trolley, June 87. So that's been sat there all that time. They never used them, but the stowages have just dumped here. They didn't want to take them back with them. And that's just the, you can hear the louder A320 turning round there. And that's Dave's car and some air weapons bunkers. So we're just walking up the path to the impressive, very large PAC building. Now this protected avionics centre, as we said earlier, was built for the Sky Shadow system, which was fitted to the Tornadoes that were based here. This is the PAC. So we go down here first to the fan room.
Well, it's just attenuators, isn't it, where the incoming air was?
Yeah. So it's the attenuators into the PAC, and the MBCD filters are down there. Should we go have a look? There's art is stored in the main PAC area, so we can't go in there. There's some private collection that's stored in there because there ain't much better storage than a nuclear bunker. Thank you.
Yeah. I've got it, but who's got me?
much.
You're welcome very much.
Pardon?
You're welcome very much.
Yes, I'll let Dave in first. This is the entry area. This was the pre-filter area for the attenuators. As you can see, some of the lights are still on. Someone's pulled an attenuator out. I'll go through here. And then these are the NVCD filters for the pack. So these would have cleaned the air. There'd be large fans behind there that draw the air in. We've got a sump pump system there to pump out water from this area because these walls would have gained condensation. These are water pumps that would have pumped water into the pack. Through there is another maintenance pit, but there isn't a ladder, I don't believe. I'll just have a quick look through. I don't think there's anything to see, it's just an attenuator room, another inlet room, and then that's the same, it goes up but there's no ladder. So we'll go back this way. Here we are, that's exploring Dave. Now, when you were based here, Dave, on 26 Squadron,
Yes.
that was that before the tornadoes were based here?
This wasn't built here then. This didn't exist when I was here.
Yeah, okay. So this was built in the 80s. At a similar time to the pilot's briefing bunker complex that we've seen, that was nearer the airfield. We're more into the tech site here, aren't we, Dave?
Here we are.
So, back through the attenuator. This is the main pack air inlet system for the breathing air. Within the pack, it's got its own generators and it's got its own large boilers as well. So this is the main service area of the pack. We've got the large gantry crane there. These are the main doors into the pack. But that will be locked. There's the intercom system and the airlock lights that we saw in the pilot's briefing room here. It says here as well, all doors operated on interlock system, ensure all doors firmly closed after you pass through. Because if this isn't...
offloading the equipment into the pack.
So this would have lifted Sky Shadow into the pack area. So it would have lifted it off, say, a Tilly van, lifted it up and carried it into there. This is one of the auxiliary doors. Behind this pack door is a private collection of art. Therefore we'll leave that. Over here is the other service duct. This one goes down to the attenuators that we're showing you earlier, but there isn't a ladder on this one. And this is the haulage area of the pack. There is another part we can get to down there, but we need to get to it from the other side. You can see the intrinsically safe light fittings above to stop any sparks or explosions. There would have been a large earthing system to earth everything, to bring it to the same potential voltage as ground to stop any static, because early avionics of the 80s did not like static. So we'll walk back out now and we're going to go to another service area down there. So here we are walking down towards the service areas of the pack. Down here there's a large generator exhaust. We've got another, I believe the exhaust from the pack, the breathing air from the pack was evacuated down here. That one locked up. So we'll just use the footage from last time.
Yeah, because they've altered the chain now.
Yeah, there used to be a gap and we crawled through, didn't we?
Yeah, somebody's lost it up.
Yeah.
So viewers, when we got to this gate, this time it was locked. We didn't have time to go looking for a key because we had to meet our guide at the other side of Weeze Airport to look at a different area. So what I'm going to do is show you some footage that we recorded in about 2019 of the underground service areas that we're going to look at now. So let's go.
You managed with that?
Yeah, I think so.
So, random toilet seat.
Yeah.
It's like an expansion joint.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that is what that is.
It's all the way around.
Yeah, it had it upstairs as well.
This is the... I'm thinking this will be the extract side of the ventilation. So, we'll not get it included. Just in case of having a look. Yeah. Another big attenuator.
Right. Drop my camera. That's quite grippy, that.
So the areas we're in now, this is a massive concrete duct for the air expelled from the pack comes through. So to the right there is the outlet filters, because even the outlet is filtered on a nuclear bunker to stop any NBCD agents getting in. People I've spoken to that worked in the pack in the 1980s and into the 1990s said in the summer the temperatures were unbearable in there. It was horrendous. Even though that the pack was supposed to be air conditioned and kept at a constant temperature, the sun in Central Europe beating down onto the concrete roof just heated it up. So it was like frying an egg on a car bonnet in summer inside. It was just horrendous. Apparently, so I'm told. I never served in there, but if you did serve in the pack, please leave comments. So the exhausted air from the pack NBCD filters would have travelled up this corridor and into this atrium area here. This helped reduce the noise and heat signature from it. Those pipes above are from the plant room. They could either be from the diesel generators or from the boilers. These would have formed part of the heating, electrical and cooling system of the pack.
They go along here and they're turning there above there, look.
We can see in the footage here the exhaust soot from those two large pipes, leading me to believe that it was for a diesel generator or a boiler combustion outlet. As mentioned earlier in the video, all these areas are within the security bit of the airport, which is now called Weeze. Police and fire services also use the Weeze airport for training, so it's not open to the public.
Thank you so much for watching this revisit video of the Protected Avionics Centre at Royal Air Force Laarbruch. Please subscribe if you haven't done already to receive more content every Thursday. Bye bye for now.
Looking over my shoulder, looking back at your door. In my head it goes over and over. Should I leave or want it more? Looking